There was a farmer named Kishan. He had a very poor family. He worked day and night to earn his living and provide his family a better living. But he was unable to do so. Breathing his last, he says,
Aruna, now it's time for me to go. I'm sorry because I haven't left behind any wealth or land which could enable you to look after our daughters and you.
Don't speak like this, Kishan. You have always tried your best to provide us. Rest has been God's will.
Rest assured, you have been a good mother.
All three of them start crying loudly. Hearing this, neighbors come running.
It is God's will, Bhabhi. You know we are so helpless when He decides to do anything.
It's okay, Shamu Bhaiya. My only worry is my two daughters. To whatever little we had saved, we spent on Kishan's medication. Now, we are almost penniless.
Bhabhi, we neighbors had already decided that in the event of any sad happening with you, we shall come forward to help you.
Days pass into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. After 2 years, Aruna is at Shamu's house.
Shamu Bhaiya, it's been very kind of you. It has been 2 years. Had it not been for the help of you all, we would have been nowhere.
Do not mention this, Bhabhi. We should always try and help each other.
Aruna returns home. She sees Sita struggling to throw a swan having golden feathers out of the room. But Swan was giving her a tough time. He would fly from one corner of the room to the other corner. Finally, when he saw Aruna walking into the room, he said,
Please make your daughter understand. She should not harm me. I'm here to help you. See, my feathers are made of gold. You can pluck one feather and sell it. I'm sure it will fetch you a good amount. After plucking one feather, I'll be getting the new feathers, that too of gold.
Yeah, sure. You are very kind. Would you mind if we call you Snowy?
With pleasure.
Then Aruna plucks one feather. Aruna goes to the market and sells it. Soon their days of poverty are gone. They become rich and move to a bigger and a better house with servants to cater all their needs. One day she was enjoying her hot breakfast and Snowy was sitting just opposite her, admiring her and saying to himself,
My dear wife, you have no idea how pretty you look in all the jewels and good silk clothes.
Aruna is deeply looking at Snowy and lot of thought come to her mind.
Oh God, Sita and Geeta both have reached to marriageable age. Looking at my status, groom's family will expect huge dowry from me. Therefore, instead of plucking one feather, why not pluck all his feathers and instantly get more rich? I'll call my daughters and tell them about my plan. Dear daughters, you both soon need to be married. And I certainly will have to give huge dowry for that. I have made a plan to kill Snowy and pluck all his golden feathers.
How can you do that, Mom? You will kill Snowy. How can you do that? He has been such a help to us. Your greed must have some limit, Mom.
I am not being greedy for myself. My plan is for your marriage.
Snowy, who was listening all the conversation, had tears in his eyes. Before he could prepare to save himself from Aruna's attack, she had already caught him.
You will repent after doing this, Aruna.
How dare you call me by my name?
I'm none but your husband Kishan. I've taken a rebirth as Swan. I was asked by God for a choice of land. I would want to be reborn. God granted me this wish because all my life as Kishan, I have been a good human being and had not hurt anyone.
You liar! How do you think I would believe your crap? You are saying this to save your life.
I wanted to help you and our daughters, and when I had lived, I was unable to provide you the comforts of life. So I requested God to send me wherever you people were living.
I would take this only if I would be insane.
The feather you have held so close to your heart, just have one look at them. They are not of gold any longer, Aruna. But now, no point in regretting.
Aruna looks at the feathers. They indeed had turned to the real feathers of a swan. Geeta and Sita, who were there, watching the entire episode, ran quickly to the swan and picked him up and started hugging and kissing him. Just then, they heard their mother.
Throw that useless piece of flesh into dustbin. He is useless to us now.
Geeta and Sita, who have always been so terrified of their mother, had no option but to obey her. Snowy developed a new feather in few weeks and flew away, never to return back to his family. Aruna and family got back to days of poverty. The moral of the story is, greedy people never prosper because they want shortcuts to reach to the road of prosperity, but they end up getting destroyed. Wanting more than you have leads to the loss of whatever you have. It is better to prevent than to repent.